Hey there guys, this is the disembodied voice of Sam from the future, just here to tell you that my audio was really bad this entire episode. Don't really know what happened with it, so sorry about that. My greatest apologies. But hey, that's just how it be sometime. I hope you enjoyed the episode anyways. I hope you can look past this, and that we can move together forward. We can move forward together, stronger than ever. This episode was sponsored by Baby Carrots. Okay, enjoy. Well, hello, John.
Hey, what's good, Sam?
Oh, nothing. The world is falling apart around us, but
Everything is canceled.
luckily for us,
Except
Brandon Sanderson is infinite.
for this.
It'll always be there for us when we need him.
This podcast.
Even when the whole world has crumbled to dust.
2 sentences.
The words of Brandon Sanderson's books, read in the voice of Michael Kramer,
happening in tandem.
will still be bouncing around between the planets, between the stars.
Now I'm kind of out of stuff to say,
Aliens will pick up on them.
but I like this back and forth we got
Okay.
going.
So we read some more book. And
Yeah.
it was good. I really
Yeah, it was a good little, lots of Kaladin, and that's what I'm here for.
loving it to pieces.
Mhm.
Can't stop, won't stop, don't want to stop.
Will not
Wouldn't
stop.
if I was offered money to stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it depends on the
You're
amount.
right. I mean, I
And
would
also how long I would have to stop for.
I nearly ordered the second book today because we're going to need that awfully soon, and
Oh, yeah.
deliveries are kind of delayed, so I need to get on that.
Ooh wee. All right. Well, let's let's talk about what we read this week, huh?
Okay.
And let's do that now that my notes are loaded.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So we read 36 through 44, yes?
Yep. And very quick summary.
Mhm.
Shallan and Jasnah are talking about scholarly things.
Yep.
Yada yada yada. Hey, let's start your education on philosophy. Boom. Murders 3 people.
4 people.
4 people. Very fun. Very cool. Good,
Yeah,
good,
great
nice,
lesson.
Hands-on lesson.
And then Shallan does the swappy deal with
Yep.
the Soulcaster.
Steals the Soulcaster. Bada bing, bada boom. Back in Kaladin's past.
Yep.
Now Tien is getting older. They all are. That's how time moving forwards works.
Right.
It turns out his dad actually did steal the
Yes,
spheres.
he totally stole the spheres. Yikes,
Yikes.
shnikes. They have the
Okay.
meeting with the Rashon, and there's a whole back and forth there. We'll get there.
Back to present day Kaladin. He's alive.
Yep.
That's basically that chapter.
Yep. Yep, pretty
and
much.
then-
And then there's another chapter where Shallan's trying to figure out how the Soulcaster works, and it doesn't really work
Yep.
out.
Yep.
And then we're back to Kaladin.
And his men are basically worship him now. He's like a
Mhm.
cult leader, kind of
Yeah.
accidentally, but it was pretty on purpose.
You know, that's what happens.
Zigzol says a bunch of stuff. Cool dude.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and Kaladin is maybe falling back into a deep depression,
Yes.
becoming the wretch he once was.
All right.
Back in Kaladin's past, I mean, Dad stole the spheres, but he sure is cool. That's what I
Right.
have to say about that.
Okay, yep.
And then we're back to Shallan.
And then they're
And
talking about
she
philosophy
talks
and
to Capsule.
Capsule, and they're flirting up a storm.
They're flirting like crazy.
And then we're back to Kaladin once again. And oh man, he's really depressed. Now they're on chasm duty all the time.
We finally get to hear the quote, life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination.
Right.
which
The
was
whole
exciting.
tagline of the movie book. And then 44 happens. Uh-oh, Tan and Kaladin are both going to the army now.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Okay. Done with that.
That was
stupid
I'm
summary.
so happy that was, oh my god. Honestly, I hated
I
doing that. My
suffered.
skin was crawling the whole time.
I felt like spiders were inside me.
Yikes. All right.
Let's discuss.
Lots to talk about. I'm going to read all the quotes at the beginning of the things, okay?
All right, go for
All
it.
right. Taking the Dawn Shard, known to bind any creature, voidish or mortal, he climbed up the steps crafted for heralds, 10 strides tall apiece, toward the grand temple above.
Yeah.
Are the heralds giants?
Maybe.
We never established that because I think we've only seen the heralds amongst other heralds, right?
Yeah.
I don't
so
think we've
we
ever
have no
had a scene
banana for scale.
where a herald interacted with a human.
Yeah.
Maybe the heralds are 10 times bigger than humans.
Yeah, maybe they're just big boys.
Or maybe they have big jumping powers.
Hmm.
Like I
Like
don't
the
know.
like the knights
But even
did
if you
in
had
Down
big
on
jumping
Judgment.
powers, I would want the option not to jump.
Right,
I would
yeah.
still want a staircase I could just walk up normally
It's
where I'm
like,
in the mood.
sure, we could get everywhere faster by running, but we don't want to run all the time.
Then again, maybe the mega stairs are for like a defensive purpose.
No, sure.
Maybe they're worried about getting attacked by people who don't have hops, and
Right.
they're like, well,
We'll
here-
use the hops.
Maybe we do
out
the
of
hops
necessity.
exclusively here, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the Dawn Shard, known to bind any creature, voidish or mortal. That
Oh,
sounds.
Didn't even
That
notice
sounds
that.
like whole new magic or something. Have we even heard about Dawn Shards before now?
Don't think so.
I don't think so either. toward the Grand Temple above. Maybe your thru
Yeah.
is what this is about.
We've heard a lot about that.
Your thru keeps coming up. We know it's going to be significant.
Yeah. Jasnah sure wants to know things.
Women are all the writers and readers.
Yep.
They write down what their husbands say or whoever, and then they read it back to other husbands. And it turns out that women are all having a secret dialogue
right at the bottom.
in the undertext of
Yeah.
any writing. So
there's like little asterisk, and it's like he didn't really say that.
Yeah. I'm paraphrasing here. He's exaggerating, whatever.
Yeah.
And the women, they write this as a note for the other women reading, and the women, they read it, but they don't say it out loud to their husbands.
Right.
It's totally a secret.
Yeah, which is kind of fun.
I think that's fun. Yeah, I like that.
So in this chapter, Shallan's talking about stealing the soul caster, right? And she says, quote, "Considering what I've done before, this is nothing." What? What has she done before?
Yeah, I mean,
nothing? It's
definitely
nothing?
a dark past.
Oh my goodness. Jesus.
It sounds like there was some line that made me write down that the Alethi had already extincted a large-shelled gem-hearted beast called a lancerin. Do you get that? Like that had happened at some point?
No, I did not get that.
Also, Gavilar suddenly began talking fervently of the need for an agreement, a peace agreement, right?
With the Parshendi, yeah.
Like at one point, he like didn't care.
And then he's like, "We need to do
he's
this
really into it,
stat,
right?" And it makes me just think back to the quote Dalinar keeps hearing, "Unite them, right?"
Right.
I don't know. It sounds like they were suspicious. Earlier, we had heard that Parshendi did not have shard blades before meeting with the Alethi. Now it sounds like they did, right?
Right, yeah.
It says Gavilar, he saw one of them holding their hand up to the side as if he was going to summon one, but then he caught himself and didn't, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's suspicion that he may have had even greater proof, Gavilar, right? That they did have shard blades, and that might have been what drove this whole treaty.
And now we know for a fact that they do, in fact, have one, right?
Well, they do definitely have shard blades now. The question is whether or not they had them before.
Right, before,
Yeah. Shallan doesn't seem very inconspicuous. Like in the whole bath scene, like the way it was written, it sounds like she's just like staring at the soul caster, just walking in circles around.
Her like eyes keep flicking over to it. She like walks over to it and then walks back.
And Jasnah sounds very observant, right?
Yeah.
So.
I have the note. Jasnah totally knows that Shallan wants to steal the soul caster in here, and then at the end I'm like, well, damn, she pulls it off. I don't know. I'm impressed, I guess.
Yeah, I wrote down not exactly a master thief.
Right.
She seems obvious the way it's written.
Right. And I mean, she's so conflicted about it that can't make it any easier, you know.
I was just kind of thinking, everything rank-wise, it's all about your eye color, right? So would it be illegal or like frowned upon to wear something that covered your eyes, like sunglasses? Would sunglasses be a no-no in this world?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. I just
yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much all I got for that.
If a dark-eyed person were to get cataracts, so then their eyes turn white.
Oh.
What then? Probably still dark eyes, but
a lot of corner cases you're coming up with here.
Right. Also, I have
and then there's the philosophy
101, vigilante murder.
Yeah. She's like, all right, I'm gonna put you in a real like moral dilemma here. Kills 4 dudes. She's like, go think about what I've done.
Yeah, seriously. Whoa, yes, no, that's one sort of teaching style.
Yep.
That would not fly in
most universities today.
Oof.
No.
I mean, it's kind of a trolley problem.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, the trolley problem came later. That was something Kaladin was debating, which I drew parallels between this and that. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But here, yeah, I mean, what do you think? These 4 guys were clearly bad, dangerous murderers. By killing them, Jasnah did save other people, almost definitely. Right. But is the fact that she went out with the intention of killing them an issue? Because if they had been out on the street and they had been unaware of these guys, and then they had been attacked in an alleyway and she had killed them, obviously that's fine. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, Jasnah's a cool hero, good job.
Right, but she lured them there.
But the fact that she knew, she went there with the intention, the express purpose of baiting these men into attacking them so that she could kill them in self-defense.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of...
that's gray.
It's like there's a guy you don't like in a bar, right?
Yeah.
So you goad him into attacking you, and then when he does, you murder him, right? It's like, like he's drunk.
Pretty much.
I don't know. It's like,
It's seems a little sketch for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much that.
Also, as Jasnah murdered them, she just seemed very like
proficient at murder.
Oh, yeah.
Very nonchalant about it. Makes me wonder, has she done this before?
Yeah, she was like, turn this guy into crystal, strike these pieces with lightning, turn that guy into fire, bing, bang, boom, we're done here.
Is this a regular occurrence for Jasnah? Does she do vigilante? Is this actually on lines? You know?
Yeah, that or a very quick beginner's luck. You know?
Also, Shallan had a line here where she was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that soul casting demands physical contact. But here Jasnah's doing it at a distance.
Yep.
So, how's that? Is that something unique to Jasnah? Or is that something all soul casters can do, but it's just a secret?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I feel like that line wouldn't be in there for no reason.
Yeah.
So,
it's weird. Comes up later, too. The physical contact thing.
Also, she said something about like the look in Jasnah's eyes when she spoke about killing those men, you know, and then the exact quote from Shallan: "What was done to you and who did it?" She's talking about Jasnah.
Oh wow!
Because you wonder what was done to Jasnah.
Yeah,
because that's another line that he wouldn't have thrown there for no reason.
Right. Yeah.
Jasnah has something in her past that makes her think this is okay.
Oh yeah. Because even later when Shallan comes back and she's like, "Here's what I think about this," Jasnah's like, "Well, you're wrong. It was justified, but I see why you think the way you do."
Because when she was saying she was saying like if I hadn't killed those men, they would have robbed us, killed us, maybe raped us, right? So was Jasnah robbed, killed, raped in the past?
Sure.
You know, we'll find out.
Probably not killed, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
And then steals the soulcaster.
Yep. With a quick little Roby swap.
We said that we wished she wouldn't, but now that Jasnah is maybe a psychopath, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems a little more of a gray zone.
Everything
sort of
is
thing.
real murky in this Shallan,
it's getting murky all up in there.
Sequence, yeah.
Okay. Now we're in the past.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah. This is great.
Tien is 13 now, and Michael Kramer has changed how he narrates him. I noticed this.
Oh, really?
His voice sounds a little bit older.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's like, that's
what
cool.
a talented guy.
Just noticed that.
Yeah. So Liren has been invited to dinner with Rashon, the crappy town
City Lord.
City Lord. I was like, what is his title? And they're, he's talking to Kaladin, and they're going back and forth, and he's like, yeah, we could leave. That'd be easy. That'd be so much better. We could do that anytime. Really, nothing's stopping us. And Kaladin's a little like, well, why don't we leave then? And Liren's like, but the people here, we've done so much for them. They like us a bunch. I can't just let them go after I've done them and they paid me nothing in return.
Yeah. There were lines in here, I think, from the mom about Spren appear when something changes. Spren are the heart of change. Everything has a Spren.
Yep.
Stuff like that. And I was like, oh, John likes Spren.
Yeah, no, I did notice that, yeah.
And this was everything has a Spren. So earlier we were joking about toaster Spren.
Avocado Spren.
Well, turns out that's for real, according to Mom at least.
Right.
Because he was holding up like a green onion. Does this have a Spren?
Yep.
Yes. Chops into halves. What about these? Yep. Each of them has a Spren. It's just smaller.
Okay. Right. Yeah. There was like very mom answers to like kids saying why, Yeah.
Also, Kaladin at one point, he ran out embarrassed because he was like speaking, just being an idiot, right? And this was out of the dinner with Rashon.
Yeah.
And he says he was as one of the 10 fools, specifically Kabine, who acted a child even though he was an adult. And I was like, all right. I'm excited for more 10 fool lore.
Exactly.
I want the nitty gritty on the 10 fools.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
He thinks his dad is like weak, despite the fact that he like just shows restraint and doesn't. I don't know. I have written specifically, Cal thinks his dad is weak for weird reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like misguided, I think.
Kaladin thinks that warriors are cool and surgeons are lame. Right. So I think Kaladin is really he's just being a kid who thinks that being a cool fighter man is the best and everyone else.
Yeah,
so.
But then he gets all conflicted and maybe he does want to be a surgeon. Ooh.
Yep.
Hard to say.
Kaladin's dad did actually steal the spheres, we find out, and Kaladin decided that he grew up back when he saw his dad stand his ground against all the townspeople trying to rob them, And he was like,
he is brave.
In that moment I realized, there's more to bravery than I thought.
Right. And not just being a cool fighter.
Just like because up to this point, Kaladin has basically been working on this whole concept where like, take all of the general things that define manliness, those good, other bad. Right? And that was how Kaladin's whole
worldview was.
But now he's starting to figure out that wait a minute.
And when
just conforming to general manliness stereotypes isn't everything there is to life.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
And when Liren stands up to Roshan. I mean, and just standing up to Elida is above his position or whatever. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, all right, sure, whatever. And then he's like, all right, I'll be called Kaladin now, sure.
Yep, now my name's Kaladin.
Right, a big old transformation.
Sicko mode.
Sicko mode.
Okay. Another quote. Now we're done with that chapter.
Okay.
Born from the darkness, they bear its taint still, marked upon their bodies much as the fire marks their souls.
Whew.
Is that talking about the Parshendi? Because their skin is all marked, it's marbled.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I'm trying to think, do we know of anything else in the world that we've seen that is marked as if by flame?
Nope. And the thing is,
I don't think we have,
because all of this seems to be coming from, Jasnah's research, all of these quotes.
Yep.
And it seems like, based on everything we've seen so far, she's trying to find some sort of connection between, Voidbringer's Parshendi and their meeting with Gavilar. So maybe something with the Voidbringers and the Parshendi caused a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and later on we do learn that all the quotes from this entire part are from her research. Because Shallan reads many of them from her journal.
Right.
And yeah, she had 3 books, and one of them was on thru, and one of them was on Voidbringers, and one of them was on the history of the Shattered Plains.
Yep.
So, which includes meeting the Parshmen there for the first time and all that. Parshendi, rather.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's Teft. Teft is doing stuff, Kaladin's waking up from his being dead, pretty much.
Right, yeah.
And we saw Death Sprint. It turns out that you can only see it when you're dying.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was there. They sound real creepy, and I was like, bummer for Axes that he's not going to discover those until it's too late,
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, Axes might be immortal.
Right.
So.
But has he ever had a near-death experience? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. And so Teft knows that Kaladin's draining Stormlight, and he mentions that Kaladin probably doesn't even know that he's doing that, and he puts his whole collection of orbs in his hand to help him
3 of them,
heal faster or whatever, and they go done right away. So, and he even mentions Stormlight was leaking from his body or whatever. So
Teft is talking about the investitures. What is an investiture?
I don't even know.
I don't know. Teft mentions them. He's like, the investitures would know what to do or something like that.
Yeah. They were.
And I'm like, who's this?
Yeah, it was a group or something. Yeah. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. It was spelled super weird.
We'll get more on that later.
Yeah.
But so Kaladin here, he apparently is taking the Stormlight unknowingly and using it to do magic self-healing, which reminds me back in Downard's vision, where the Radiant was healing another person.
That's right.
Do you think Kaladin can heal other people, or can he just do himself?
Probably other people, I would think.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't know how yet.
And then there was this line from Teft, the investitures were gone, dead because of what he had done. They would know about all this, apparently. That last bit was me.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. So who is
they seem Teft is an absolute enigma.
Because
he has little nuggets all the time of stuff he knows. We have no idea where any of it has come from.
Is Teft immortal?
Could be.
Immortality happens.
Right. I mean, he knows way more than he should for a bridgeman that just came from nowhere,
Exactly. And he said that this was the first time he had 3 spheres in one place for a long time, right? So he spends all his money as soon as he gets it.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes me wonder, hear me out, this is a bit of a stretch of a fan theory.
Yeah.
But what if Teft is the remaining herald?
Yeah.
And he went so crazy that he's just been drinking away his sorrows. Every time he gets money, he instantly spends it on drugs or alcohol or something.
Sure, to distract himself.
He's just been distracting himself. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. That one might be kind of a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
yeah, he was the guy that was left behind, put through the hell or whatever, and he came back. And he's like, "Where are my friends at?"
I think that guy's name also started with a T.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it anymore.
Can't remember. I'll look through my notes at the end here.
You got anything else on that chapter?
Nope.
All right. Next.
All right, you start saying the thing. I'll see if I can go find that name.
Within a heartbeat, and then it was somebody's name that was long and I can't really pronounce it. Within a heartbeat was there, crossing a distance that would have taken over 4 months to travel by foot. Crossing a distance that would have taken over 4 months to travel by foot. And then, Jasnah's notes on that say something about oath gates. So it sounds like there are these things called oath gates, or there were these things called oath gates in the world that would let you teleport from place to place.
Sure. Or way gates or whatever. Is that a thing? From something or other?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah. some sort of portal thing, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Is that how people get to the place?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oathgate
and your thru teleport to places.
Yeah. Man, your thru sounds great. Just like a big old party place for whoever wants to be there.
Because you can't reach it on foot,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Wasn't that said a bunch of times?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Shallan at one point has a line about how she carried a concealed weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was like the first thing.
I wonder what this could be in reference to.
She was like, oh, I had a weapon during that attack I could have used. Foolish of me to not think of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, we know, Shallan. All right, whatever.
From her brother, there was a note when they were communicating over span read that the men who loaned their dad the Soulcaster are disturbing in a profound way.
Yeah.
That's such a weird way to say
right.
that,
They're like,
right? Like,
yeah.
what's up with these dudes?
Yeah, what is disturbing about
We're going to find out, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Shallan's got a real telltale heart situation going on. She's freaking out that she's stolen this thing.
Yeah.
Surely it's showing in some way. Jasnah has got to know something's up because Jasnah knows everything.
Jasnah is like the smartest person. Right?
Yeah.
There's no way she's in a murder.
Right, yeah. Soulcasters, how do they work? What do you do to them?
What did I write here? Find it truth and use it to explain, perhaps justify, what she had done back in Yaakov-Ed. It's always supposed to be find the truth and use it to explain, and then I left out a comma, perhaps justify what she had done back in Yaakov-Ed. All right, so this was Shallan saying. This was Shallan talking.
Yeah.
She wanted to find the truth and use it to explain, perhaps justify what she had done back in Yaakov-Ed.
Yeah,
what had she done back in Yaakov-Ed?
Right, something much worse than stealing a Soulcaster.
Something much worse than stealing a Soulcaster, and then later she was drawing stuff. Was that here or was that later?
I think that was here.
And she was just like drawing one thing, drawing another, not really thinking about it, and then she looks down and whoopsie, she's drawing a scene of a man bleeding out on the floor of some study or something.
Yeah. Just like, hunched over a table, blood everywhere, and she's like, oh, jeez, I'm always doing that.
Maybe she killed that guy. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing she did, is to repress memory or something.
Yeah. All the blood, though, probably wasn't with a shard blade.
Or maybe she stealing a shard blade.
How do you even do that?
How do you even do that?
Like, you kill the person that owns it
until they die.
in secret, and then you
Maybe
take
she,
it?
like, tortured the hell out of a person to get them to give it up.
Yeah.
Can you give up a shard blade? I think you can.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I don't know.
Shallan's freaky, man.
Maybe I think that Shallan probably has some horrible, dark, twisted secret.
Yeah. And yeah, she can't figure out how to use the Soulcaster. That's the last thing I got there.
Cannot figure it out at all. And then there was a nice little quote. Some problems didn't seem to have any good answers, just a lot of wrong ones. And I was like, yeah, that's relatable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, next quote at the start of a chapter.
Yeah.
Death upon the lips, sound upon the air, char upon the skin. Lots of stuff about burning skin stuff, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Dunno, man.
Yeah.
And this was where I wrote the quote, Kaladin has a cult, Zigzil seems like a smart guy, Zigzil cool, Zigzil good.
I have a bunch of praise of Zigzil too. How's that spelled, by the way?
Xil.
Oh, not even close. Sigzil.
Sig.
I always said Sigzil in my mind.
Sigzil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just phonetically, but
yeah.
Yeah. He has the whole eyes of red, eyes of blue parallel thing.
Yep. I wrote down Zigzil is an attempted murderer by his own admission.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Not his master, someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Kaladin notes that the Parshendi probably haven't fought in any large-scale battles before this war.
Sorry, say that again?
Kaladin noted that the Parshendi had probably not fought in any large-scale battles before this war.
Right. Yeah, they were doing like...
Because their fighting style was all just groups of two.
Right, like they were fighting other,
disjointed, you know.
like small conflicts, that would make sense for, but not, a full-blown war. Yeah.
And Kaladin is thinking about going back into his deep depression, and I wrote, oh, come on, Kaladin, stay with us.
Yeah, and the reason that he does that is he figures out why they don't let him have shields, because they're bait.
Yeah.
So that they'll take arrows that other people won't.
Kaladin has finally realized what we've known for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is that, the bridgemen are bait.
He's like, oh, everything's hopeless. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I thought we kind of knew that. I mean,
that's been like
even without the bridge thing, like...
The thing is, up to this point, he was under the impression that like he could somehow crack the code and find a way to let his bridgemen do their job and survive, right? But now he's realized that their job
is to die,
and surviving are mutually exclusive.
Diametrically opposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bummer. Hey, man. Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that'll happen.
Right. You know? Yeah. Sometimes the whole linchpin to your will to hang on to life is just yanked right out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it happens to everybody.
Right. You know, every now and again. And now, back into the past. Oh, my goodness. Is this chapter gory? Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Just reading about the what was it, the white spine or something?
White spine.
Yeah, and all
Rashawn
the injuries.
And his son went to go hunt it,
Yeah.
and they both got murdered, except for Rashawn. He lived.
Right. They just got messed up, and Brando Sando tells you exactly how.
I wrote down, Dad is a good, cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where he had the opportunity. He was like literally a hand
Like,
twitch away from killing Rashawn, and nobody would have known it was his fault.
Yep.
And he would have been scot-free, right?
Right. He could have said, like, it just didn't work out. Everybody would believe him.
Yep. And Kaladin was like, you should have killed him because he's kind of ruining our lives over here.
Right.
And his dad had some quote where he was like, no, we have to be the bigger men. The goodness has to start somewhere. Why not with us?
Yeah.
Right.
And Kaladin's like, I would have killed him.
Yeah.
Later.
I'm like, yeah, good on you, Liren.
Yeah,
right.
Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He's like, I like Liren just because he really sticks to his guns, and all of his guns are good, you know?
Except for robbing that guy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, that's his one fatal flaw, you know? Yeah, otherwise, he'd be a Peggy Sue, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, then, Kaladin's like, well, I'm going to kill people that cause problems because that's noble to me, so... Which, I mean, yeah.
And here's the trolley
where
problem
he's coming from.
that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So Kaladin says, well, you didn't have to kill him. You just had to not save him. And his dad says, that's the same thing.
Yep.
And this is a textbook trolley problem.
Right, yeah.
Right? Is withholding aid the same as killing?
Right. I mean, to Liren's dad, absolutely. He said that in a bunch of ways.
What about to you?
Withholding aid is the same thing as killing?
Yeah.
It's really hard to define generally. My instinct is no.
Mine is yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, maybe it is yes. Because, like, if you're in a situation where you are, like, the one thing between them and dying or whatever, yeah, you kind of, I guess you kind of have that
Let me
moral
run you through some
responsibility.
examples.
Sure.
All right. There's a guy, a child has fallen into a gorilla cage. You can shoot the gorilla to save the child.
Oh, yeah,
If
you
you
got
die,
it.
the child dies.
Right.
There's a person in a ocean and they're drowning. You're on a boat. The edge it's too tall though. There's not a ladder they can just climb up. You have to throw them a rope.
Sure.
If you don't throw them the rope, I call that murder.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
I was like,
you could get really specific with it and be like, okay, there's a person starving to death, and I'm also starving to death. And I only have $1, right?
Yeah.
You can turn it into a situation where...
I think I was thinking, well, it doesn't apply to every case, so it can't apply to this one case. I was like, in those scenarios, I'm like, well, if I wouldn't do it there, maybe that invalidates all of them. But I'm like, no, like 99% of situations, it's like not going to cost you anything.
Yeah, you could manufacture a situation.
Right.
Well,
where
you
it
could come up
doesn't.
with a situation for me right now where I would say no. I would not save that person.
Right. Yeah.
But I think generally speaking.
What was that one guy's thing where it's like if it's the thing we talked about last time, or that was on the other podcast? The one philosopher dude. What was his whole thing?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
The categorical imperative.
Yes. Yeah, what was that?
How did I remember that? How am I so smart?
Yeah.
Okay, this was Immanuel Kant.
Kant, that's his name.
Yes,
yeah.
Who says that morals and logic are actually kind of the same.
Right. The moral thing is the rational thing.
Yes.
Or something?
The ethical action is the rational action, and vice versa, which means that there's no reason to ever not be ethically correct. Right. You should always do the ethical thing.
Yeah.
And the super simplified version I gave was right. If you're trying to decide whether or not something is ethical, imagine a world where everybody does that thing. And if that's a better world than the one you live in now,
that's what I was looking for.
It is an ethical thing to do.
Right. Yeah.
So letting Rashawn die would have made the world a better place.
Yeah.
Unethical to save him.
Yep.
If everybody let Rashawn die, the world would be a much better place. Clearly.
Ooh.
But what if you're turning on its head, making it a little more general? What if it's just letting a person die? What if everybody let everybody die?
Right.
When doctors were like, please save my son. They're like, nah.
Right. World would be a worse place.
It just kind of suck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Huh. These chapters were very full of philosophy, and I was really grappling with it. I was like, oh, geez, Brandon Sanderson, don't make me think. I'm just here for fun book. You know?
Oh no! Oh man!
No, I mean
I loved this.
I like
stuff.
being challenged by like a fiction book, you know, where you don't expect it as much.
A fiction book, yeah, I love fiction books, dude.
I'm just saying, like, people read nonfiction for like the, you know,
No, it's a
ideas
quote
and
from
stuff.
a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's called They Came Together, and it's like a rom-com parody. It's like parodying all rom-coms.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Paul Rudd and the woman who played Leslie Knope.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
Oh
well.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, yeah. And they're having a date where they're like finding common ground between them to be the basis for their blossoming love.
Mm-hmm.
And Amy Poehler says like, "What do you like to read?" And he's like, "I don't know. I guess I kind of like fiction books." And she says, "Fiction books? I love fiction books." Like, I don't know. It's just all right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
anyway.
Okay. Like a high storm, regular in their coming, yet always unexpected. The word desolation was used twice in reference to their appearances.
Yeah. What do you mean regular and coming but often unexpected? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they're bad memory. And they forget.
Like, oh yeah, that was like a month ago, wasn't it? And they're like, yeah, no, I think so.
Maybe.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, so here I have the quote, "Oof, don't make me think about philosophy, Brando Sando."
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Shallan was hearing voices. She heard someone whisper to her.
Yeah, she's going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did the voice say? It was
I don't remember.
It was like, "Who are you?" or something.
Oh, I think it was "Who are you?"
Yeah, just like she's just sitting there in her room all by herself. She's, "Who are you?" She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And she has the soulcaster out and everything. Yeah.
There was a note she read. She was trying to figure out how to get soulcasters to work. She read that humming helps soulcasters.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, is that significant?
Yeah. And she tries it and it doesn't work still. And then
she's reading through Jasnah's notes now. She gets an opportunity to do that without arousing suspicion.
Yep.
And she reads the quotes. "The ones of ash and fire who killed like a swarm, relentless before the heralds. They take away the light wherever they lurk, skin that is burned." And I think these are quotes we've all gotten before.
Yeah, I think
in
these
the
were.
past. And
Yeah.
now we're just learning that, oh yes, these are all Jasnah's notes.
Yep.
Capsule shows up, and they're having fun, romantic banter, and I actually loved their banter. I thought all of the banter they had was very good and fun.
Yeah.
She had one line about her dad, where she said, "He's a man of virtue and passion, just never at the same time." And I was like, whoa, that was good.
Right,
like,
and even Capsules, he's like, "That's the coolest thing you've ever said."
Yeah. Brandon Sanders is really patting himself on the back with that one. But he earned it. I thought that was killer.
Yeah. And all their flirting, I'm like, whoa, he is being heavy-handed here.
Oh yeah.
And Shallan, she's like, oh, stop it, but then she's like, no, wait, actually, and then she pumps the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
And yeah, so what are your?
She's like, "Do you know how to use a soulcaster?" And he's like, "Well, I've never used one, but let me tell you,
it's way easier than it sounds."
Other people who use them tell me that it is so freaking easy. You have to be an idiot baby.
Right, you just touch a thing, tap the crystal, dunzo onezo.
Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
Bada bang, bing, bada.
Ringo, dingo, dango, dongo.
Dingo, dango, dongo, and it just works.
Yep. Which we know is not true. And she's like, "Oh, he doesn't know anything. Neither do I."
Or does he know?
Well,
things?
this is the whole thing, and I have this note. I'm like, I don't know if Capsule is actually just like, because he's like, "I'd leave the whole priest thingy to be with you, maybe, right?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm playing dumb about the whole soulcaster thing. I'm like, is this an act, or is he just kind of dumb, but he's also a cool dude? I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't like him. He's up to something. He has ulterior motives. I don't like it.
It's spooky.
Yeah. And then Shallan, she's all conflicted, but she's like, "No, gotta leave. When the boat comes, that's my key to leave." He
says, so not only is the thing much harder to use than he says it is, but he says that, oh yeah, you tap the gem, and Shallan says, Jasnah never taps her gem.
Right.
That's not how hers works.
Yeah.
Right.
And she says,
and he says like, oh well, maybe if you use it enough, you just
get used to it.
Don't have to tap it anymore.
I'm like, Capsule, you're full of shit. I don't like you. And he also mentions the thing like you have to touch it, and Shallan was like, "Oh, Jasnah doesn't do that either," or whatever.
I literally just said that.
Well, you said that no. Have contact with the thing you're soul casting, not the gems. Yeah. I was not listening at all. No, yeah. Yeah. So she's all conflicted, but then she gets the letter from the guy in the boat, and he was like, "We're coming in a week to pick you up. Be ready to go."
And she's like, "All right, I'll be ready in a week."
And she's like, "All right, that's my sign."
But for now,
I'll
just have fun studying.
Pretending that everything's fine. Yeah, I'm like, "All right, Shallan, jeez."
All right. Now we're getting right near the end, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next quote at the start of a chapter. They lived out in the wilds, always awaiting the desolation, or sometimes a foolish child who took no heed of the night's darkness. So is this talking about the Voidbringers who lived out in the wilds, but they would only come towards a civilization during a desolation? Or, because I assumed that the desolation came and, I don't know, the Voidbringers fell from the sky,
right,
or portals
yeah.
opened up and they crawled out or
yeah.
something. But because if the Voidbringers are like always in the world,
yeah,
surely between desolations, people would be hunting Voidbringers to prevent desolations,
right? Yeah,
right?
yeah. But no, yeah, I imagine the same thing. It's like big old storm thing happens. Yeah, the Voidbringers are coming out of the ground, just wrecking stuff.
Because the line, a foolish child who took no heed of the night's darkness, that definitely makes it sound like that whatever this is in reference to is something that would prey on a child and eat up or something.
Right, yeah.
And they're awaiting the desolation as well as being a thing that would eat a baby.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
It seems weird. Confusing to me.
Yeah, it is. All these notes are like, they have, I mean, that one, like, it's not exactly as much as a contradiction as the last one, but it's got all kinds of weird, like, no wonder Jasnah's having a hard time putting this all together, you know?
Yeah. New bridge lieutenant person shows up.
Yeah, new Lameral's wife is strict, is my note.
His wife, yeah, and I wrote, lol, I think I know who wears the pants in that relationship.
Yeah. She's like up on the thing, and he's just standing there, like, holding the sword or whatever, and she's like, this is what my husband thinks. And she's not even like, right? She's like, this is it.
Syl says, but I've helped men kill before.
Yeah, what?
Have you?
What is up with everybody having a dark and mysterious past?
Yeah. Can anybody just be like, I was a baker, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Can anybody just have, a really vanilla backstory or whatever?
Everyone's got, like, real, like,
and then,
lots
of course,
skeletons in their closets.
Kaladin,
you know?
he's like, what? She's like, well, I don't like thinking about it.
You walk into a house, imagine this.
Yeah.
And from the outside, the house looks quite large, but you go in, it's just one room with many doors lining it.
Mm-hmm.
You say to the homeowner, what's going on here? And they say, oh, those are all my closets. And you open one and it's full of skeletons. Oh,
jeez,
no.
yeah.
And you open the next one, you're pretty sure you already know what's going to be in there, but you open it anyways.
Yeah, and it's
more
full
skeletons.
of skeletons.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You don't even have to open the third closet.
Right.
All right.
I hope we get to one with shoes in it eventually.
Yeah. Because I need to put my shoes somewhere.
You're right.
All right.
Teft sure knows a lot of things. He just keeps giving us little nuggets that he's
he was
all-knowing.
the one who introduced the phrase "journey before destination,"
and
then Zigzel is like, that's something the Radiants used to say, or part of it. And where does Teft get it? What's his excuse? He's like, well, I just heard it.
Yeah, and then everybody starts talking about it, and he's like, hey, this isn't a whole thing. I just heard it.
Teft,
hey, whatever.
Are you immortal, my dude?
Are you a Radiant? Are you a Herald? Who knows?
And then later, people are like, oh, the Radiants were a bunch of traitors, and Teft was like, we don't know that. Hey, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, Teft is, like, invested in the reputation of the Radiants.
Yeah.
So, Teft, what you got going on there, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Teft is, like, he's quickly become, like, the character I most want to know the backstory
Yeah. Oh,
of.
yeah, 100%.
Like,
yeah, easily. So Kaladin, it gets to be too much for him, and he walks off into the darkness all mopey, and he like runs into a boulder, and then he turns around and he sits on it, and he's like, everything sucks.
Everything sucks. And then people come and talk to him. It's like Rock says some stuff to him, and then he snaps at Rock, and then Teft comes and talks to him,
and then he turns to everybody. He's like, "This is all hopeless. I'm not hoping anymore."
And eventually he's like, "Well, maybe we could help a little bit more." He turns around. He's like, "Hey, who wants to learn how to kill people?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
He's throwing hands up.
That chapter made like a lot of sense because he was like, I've just failed everybody before. You know, what's the point? And he's like, I tried to do this, but then my whole objective was kind of squandered or whatever when I found out that it was pointless. And Syl's like, well, you got to try. Remember that thing I said, the chasm? And he's like, okay, well, I've tried this before. We had slave rebellions, and everybody died. But if everybody dies, that's what's going to happen anyway.
Yeah. So might as well give it one last try for real this time.
One last hurrah. I know I said
the last one was the one last try.
Right.
But this is the last try.
This is the last or lastest try.
This is the most last of all the tries.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Zigzel had a line that was super cool. I would rather spit in their Alethi faces and die on their swords than remain a slave.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Now Zigzel is the second place right behind Teft of people I want to know about their past.
Yeah, Zigzel is...
Like...
Ugh. Why can Brando Sandler just give us characters, have them say cool stuff, and then not tell us any more things?
Seriously, come on.
Just finish the series real fast.
Now we're probably going to get to the next part, and we're not even going to hear these names for like a whole 5,
right.
Or
Kaladin's been in every part, and now he's going to be taken away from us.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, and then we get a brief thingy about the history of man, like at the end of that chapter, I think.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I couldn't quite read it because the font was really hard to read.
Oh, okay. The expulsion, followed by the loss of the Tranquiline Halls, followed by the desolations, followed by the war against the Voidbringers.
So, like, each of these things, like the what was the first one?
The expulsion.
That's like the title for the next line or whatever. That's how it's written out. It's like the thing, and then underneath it's like, this is what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the expulsion,
Should I bring the book? Yeah,
the loss of the Tranquiline Halls, and that's one thing.
Yeah.
And then the desolations, war against the Voidbringers, and that's one thing. And then Ahariet Yam, the last desolation.
Okay.
And that's one thing.
Yeah.
And then defeat of the Voidbringers.
That's all together.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Ahariet Yam, the last desolation, defeat of the Voidbringers.
Yeah. Next thing.
And then the Recreants was the fall of the Knights Radiant, and the Hierocracy was the failure of Vorinism.
Yes.
Interesting. So the expulsion, that kind of sounds like getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden or whatever.
Right.
The loss of the Tranquiline Halls.
Yep.
Right? Desolation, war against the Voidbringers. We know about that.
Yeah.
Harriet Yam. That wasn't really the last desolation, just the last desolation so far.
That we know of, yeah.
Because that was when the heralds all
Gave
were
up.
like, F this noise.
Yep.
Ha ha ha. And then the Recreants, the fall of the Knights Radiants, that was where the Knights Radiants were like, also F this noise.
We're done, yep.
Or something. They betrayed mankind somehow.
Yeah.
And the Hierocracy, yeah, that was where the Vorin Church took power
Yep.
and hid a bunch of stuff from the people and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think this is a stock image of a skull.
Looks like it might be. Wow, Brandon Sanderson, getting a little sloppy.
Skimping on the details.
Okay, and then we had our very last reading, another flashback.
Yep.
About the weeping, which is apparently 4 solid weeks of rain with no high storms.
Right, and it's
that
not
end
cool.
every year.
It's not cool, fun rain. It's just really weak, depressing rain.
It's just a little pitter patter,
Yeah.
24/7 for 4 whole weeks.
And that sounds
Oh
terrible.
my
I would
God.
get so depressed.
Suicide rates must skyrocket. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding, dude. Seasonal depression.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Holy moly.
Yeah, no, this sounds terrible. And Kaladin was like, it's so draining, without the high storms.
Kaladin says the line, as if the storms left him without any strength. This is past Kaladin.
Right, so this has been a
Apparently
thing a
the
long
last-
time.
So has Kaladin been Stormlight
Blessed.
Towered
Yeah.
for like ages and he just hasn't known it?
Yep, seems
Alright.
like it, yeah.
Also, all of the Stormlight runs out during the Weepings. This is what
Yeah.
they said, was that all of the things in their big sphere they got from the old City Lord, those had all,
They go down.
all run out of light, right? And it didn't say how far into this thing they were, but it sounds like spheres often need to be replenished
Pretty regularly.
at every single high storm,
Yeah.
right? Or something like that.
Yeah, it seems like it.
So does that mean, and if there are no high storms and all of the spheres are empty, that means I believe that for the last 2 or 3 weeks of every year, there just is no stormlight. Like there would be nothing for Zeth, son of Lana, to draw on, for example.
Yeah, right.
So if you wanted to go kill a bunch of people with cool magic stormlight powers, you could strike during those last 2 or 3 weeks of a year.
This is the
and
last Airbender eclipse.
They would have no, yes, exactly. They would have no way of defending this. But it lasts much longer than that hour or whatever the eclipse. Yeah.
That'll probably
thinking
be
about
important.
that, I am almost positive that's going to come up that way exactly, eventually.
No, that's for sure.
Someone's going to get killed during
the weeping. Yeah. And then this is where Rashon gets his revenge for his son dying or whatever on Liren, because the guy comes into town and he's like, anybody want to volunteer for the army? And a couple people do, and he's like, okay, but I do get to take some people as well. We got to tax collecting, but for your children.
Like, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and count meeny, mighty, mo. We'll see who it lands on.
Tian!
Hey!
Yeah. And Rashon is like, I gotcha. This is me. I did this.
Yeah.
And Liren's like, really?
You thought I was bad before? Well, watch this.
Yeah, check this out. Hold my beer. Yeah.
And Kaladin is like literally this close to going off to be a surgeon in Carbronth.
Yep.
But he's like, I can't let my brother go alone. And his dad also.
I'll go too.
He says he'll go too.
I volunteer as tribute.
And his parents are like, no, why are you
doing this? Both our kids, come on.
We're losing both of our sons, like, just right now.
And Kaladin's like, don't worry, Dad, I'll bring him back.
Yeah, I promise.
I swear.
And I'm like,
this is where he fails.
My exact line was like, that promise, yikes.
Yeah, this is 4 jerseys where it happens. Yeah,
Right.
bummer.
Next week, John, by next
Yes,
Tuesday,
yes.
I have more rewards for you to read.
Oh boy.
About 4,000 fewer than we did this week.
Excellent.
So, you need to read up through the end of part 3,
Yeah.
chapters 45 through 51.
Okay.
And,
How many sections do we have left? Like 3, 4?
Yeah, so that'll finish up part 3, and then we got part 4 and 5. Every book has 5 parts. However, in this one, part 5, real short.
Okay.
So we only have 4 readings left.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. I was doing the math a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll get that other book ordered now, so hopefully it'll be here in time.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
John, I actually have a song I wrote
perfect.
for this one.
I had a thing ready, but go for it.
All right.
Oh, no, it's improv. Okay.
No, it's not improv. I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's the
Oh, I
weeping,
just got
and
no
it
way.
rains for 4 straight weeks. Ba-da-da-da. Hey, it's the weeping, and you'd better fix your leaks. Da-da-da-da. Hey, it's the weeping, and it makes Cal real sad. Ba-bum-bum. Hey, it's time to go ahead and disappoint your dad. Da-da-da-da-da.
All right, well, your song made me think of a thing.
Okay.
Toss a spear to your bridgemen. That's all I got.
Okay.
And kill the Alethi. Yep. Whoa. Yeah, okay.
All right. Hey, okay, that's, I think
Yep.
I'm done.
Bye. Perfect. Ideal.